Wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up! Up you wake, up you wake, up you wake, up you wake!
I'm Brad Fraser.
I'm Spencer Shunk.
And this is Old Movies for Young People.
And today we're talking about Do the Right Thing from 1989.
Written and directed by Spike Lee, featuring Danny Aiello, Ossie Davis, Ruby Dee, Spike Lee himself, and cameos by a great many people including Rosie, Perez, and John Savage. It was nominated for 2 Oscars, one for Danny Aiello for Best Supporting Actor, who died recently, and also for Best Original Screenplay by Spike Lee.
The story all takes place on one extremely hot day in Brooklyn. It's a series of vignettes following quite a few different characters. Spike Lee as Mookie, a pizza delivery boy, leads us through the story.
Good morning, Mookie.
Good morning, Miss Mother Sister.
Now, Mookie, don't work too hard today. The man says it's gonna be hot as the devil. I don't want you falling out from the heat. You hear me, son?
I hear you, Mother Sister. I hear you.
Good.
All right.
I'll be watching you, son. Mother, sister, always watching.
It's a very comedic movie. It's also very theatrical in the sense that we're often using backdrops. Everything's through this sort of orange filter to give a sense of the warmth. And we have these little almost play-like scenes that play out between our various groups of characters.
Okay. Mookie!
So you know I'm still
What?
How come you got no brothers up on the wall?
Man, ask Sal, right?
Hey, Sal, how come you got no brothers up on the wall here?
You want brothers on the wall? Get your own place. You can do what you want to do. You can put your brothers and uncles and nieces and nephews, your stepfather, stepmother, whoever you want.
We also have something like a Greek chorus.
Yes.
Actually, kind of more than one.
There's the Hispanic kids who are sort of watching and seeing what's going on. Then there's a group of black kids who are more rebellious.
I'd like to sign a petition to boycott Sal's famous pizzeria. What? Man, I ain't boycotting Jack, you string cheese head motherfucker. I'm about to go get a slice right now.
Shit, I was born and raised on Sal's Pizza. What the fuck you talking about?
You crazy, man? As good as them motherfucking pizzas is.
Black Panthery pizza, weed pizza.
And there are these
Three old guys.
older black guys who do nothing but sit around all day and drink beer and bitch about what's going on.
I swear, man, I will be one happy fool when we open our own business right here in our neighborhood. I swear to God, I will be the first in line to spend what little money I got. Right there with you, man.
You motherfuckers always talking that old cheap sweat shit. I'm going. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. You mean, but sit y'all monkey ass on this corner.
And so all of these little conflicts between people start to build during the course of the day, kind of exacerbated by Radio Raheem, who's this big guy who walks around with his ghetto blaster on his shoulder.
2 slices.
Turn it up! Mr. Radio Raheem, I can't even hear myself think! You are disturbing me! You are disturbing my customers!
Two slices.
The racial politics in this movie are really complex.
Pino, who's your favorite basketball player?
Magic Johnson.
Who's your favorite movie star?
Eddie Murphy.
Who's your favorite rock star? Prince. You're a Prince fan.
Boss, Bruce.
Prince.
Bruce.
Pino, all you ever talk about is nigga this and nigga that. And all your favorite people are so-called niggas.
It's different. Magic, Eddie, Prince. I'm not niggas.
There's a really famous, hilarious sequence where basically almost every character in the movie throws out a racial slur against a different group.
Wob, Guinea, garlic bread, pizza slinging, spaghetti bending, victim all.
Fried chicken and biscuit eating, monkey, ate baboon, big thigh, fast running.
You little slanty-eyed, meano speaky American, own every fruit and vegetable stand in New York.
Red wearing, menudo, meter, Puerto Rican cocksucker.
Put it eggo cream drinking, bagel and deluxe, banana for this Jew asshole.
We see all of these people have their own personal racism, but that racism is not the same as systemic racism. So when the event that triggers the climax of the movie finally happens, and it does end in a chokehold that ends very badly for someone else, then we see the systemic racism that Lee is talking about in the movie. And it's very complex, and it's also very sophisticated to talk about the different, and to dramatize rather than talk about the difference between personal racism and systemic racism. It's one of those movies that just simmers. It keeps simmering and is getting closer and closer to a boil, and every scene starts to escalate.
Tell me, Radio Raheem to turn down my box and shit, man, and didn't even say please. Who
the fuck he think he is, Don Corleone and shit? He make much money off us black people. And all he got up in there on the wall is Italians, you know, Sylvester Stallone, okey-doke looking motherfucker. You see what I'm saying, homeboy?
So that when we finally reach the riot at the end, and I don't think I'm giving anything away from that.
No.
And there's a standoff between, because of what's happened between Danny Aiello and Radio Raheem, there's a standoff between the black people in the neighborhood and the white people in the pizzeria. And at one point, Spike Lee, when this whole thing seems like it's going to explode, he picks up a garbage can and throws it through the window of the pizzeria and kind of triggers everything. And the question is he doing the right thing when he throws that garbage can? It looks like possibly Danny Aiello's character Sal could be killed by this group of people after what he's done. So is Spike Lee throwing that garbage can to trigger, to distract from the danger of that?
Is he
make
starting
it
a
something
riot,
broader?
or is he diffusing and distracting? We're bringing the
or
energy elsewhere.
Is he starting a riot to save
them.
Sal's life,
Exactly.
so he only loses the pizzeria?
And Spike Lee is a fucking brilliant filmmaker.
He is a brilliant filmmaker.
Maybe he doesn't hold up as an actor compared to a lot of people in his cast.
I was just going to say, I wish he was a brilliant actor as well,
Exactly.
because honestly, I think Mookie could have been played by a better actor, and this movie would have been a better movie. And not that Spike is not good in it.
He just can't stand up to somebody like John Turturro, who's so willing to be unsympathetic and hateable and ugly. Like, that guy is like the #1 racist in the movie, and he does a brilliant job. He always plays roles like that.
And he owns it. I love this movie. I've loved this movie from the first time I saw it. I remember seeing it in Edmonton in 1989, where we didn't have a big black populace. And I remember feeling, at the beginning of the movie, kind of uncomfortable, kind of threatened by this black world of rap music and new sneakers and a particular kind of jargon. And yet by the end of the movie, I'd been completely turned around and felt more threatened by the white characters who had reassured me at the beginning of the movie than at the end. We should probably talk about the look of this movie, because it is a beautiful movie to watch. It has this almost like you can feel the heat coming up off the sidewalk, even though that wasn't going on at all while they were filming it.
The color has a texture.
Yes.
It really creates a world. Ernest Dickerson's cinematography in this movie is pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
If it wasn't so funny, I think a lot more white people especially would be threatened by it.
Right.
And that's Spike Lee's sort of method of delivery.
But here's the thing. In this beautiful movie about representation, about how we all need to get along, about how we have to accept one another's differences, there is not one queer character of any kind. We have disabled characters, we have obese characters, we have elderly characters, and I love Spike Lee so much, but you know, that same old prejudice against queers and gays still speaks in this movie, and I feel let down by someone who is setting themselves up as such a social voice, not to see myself or someone like me, or at least someone from my very diverse community, represented in this movie. It's a fatal flaw for me, and I have a real issue with it.
This might be an obvious answer, but is this movie relevant now?
Oh my God, considering the ending, I think it's more relevant than ever. I mean, it really, I mean, as we rewatched it, we both felt that kind of thing as the movie builds. We went, this is still going on. Here we are 31 years later, and we're still dealing with the same bullshit in America, but it happens in Canada too. And I don't think we have any problems saying that we would recommend this to any audience now, and I don't think black, white, or any other color, persuasion, or whatever, anyone would have a problem with watching this movie. I think it's enjoyable to the broadest audience possible.
And I'll second that.
This is Brad Fraser.
This is Spencer Shunk.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on
Old Movies for Young People.
One hand is always fighting the other hand, and the left hand is kicking much ass. I mean, it looks like the right hand love is finished. But hold on, stop the presses, the right hand's coming back. Yeah, he got the left hand on the ropes now, that's right. Yeah, ooh, it's a devastating right, and hate is hurt. He's down. Ooh, left hand hate KO'd by love.